What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hat Talk Live. It is Thursday night, January the 9th, and it is time for one of my favorite nights of the year. Our much anticipated, or maybe it's not so anticipated by some, our Not Top 10 show. 2024 Not Top 10 show. And this pretty much opened up just about how I expected. We got a great crowd of people in here already raring to go tonight. 25 million people right off the bat, smashing that like button. And again, if we get that to 50 likes tonight, we will have an exclusive, the only sneak peek of It Be Bussin right here tonight on Hat Talk Live. And we've got so much great stuff to get to, and we are not going to waste any time tonight. So let's get right down to it, because we want to get to the good stuff later in the show and our very, very special guest tonight. And what I'm going to tell you early tonight, and I'm going to repeat this a couple times, if you have a question when our special guest comes on, you're going to want to utilize the super chats, because those are the questions that I'm going to be paying attention to. The chat is going to get crazy. So you're going to want to utilize those super chats. Again, I know it's like 99 cents or above or whatever, but if you've got a question tonight when our special guest gets in here, you're going to want to utilize that super chat. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. Last week, we had our top 10 show. As we are in our not top 10 show this week, I figured let's do a little recap. Let's, talk about the positive a little bit before we get into the other stuff anyway tonight. But I did my top 10 capsules from 2024. You can see the lists there. I'm not going to go through all these. But go back, and if you did already watch, I appreciate it. Thank you. Last week's show has already gotten the most views of any Hat Talk Live on YouTube ever in 1 week. And it is now the most liked video of all time for Hat Talk Live on YouTube. So thank you to everybody out there who has been supporting and watching and appreciating the good stuff that we're doing over here on Hat Talk Live. Thank you so much for watching the videos last week. And everybody seemed to really enjoy. I didn't hear any negative feedback about my list or anything. So there you go. So great feedback from everybody. And I'm glad you guys appreciate what we're doing over here. So those are my capsule lists. Again, I'm not going to go in depth on those. I will go a little bit more in depth on this one, though. These are my top 10 Friday drops from 2024. At number 10, Cold Quitter came in at number 10. Decoy was number 9. Dragon came in at number 8. Drained, number 7. Hat on head tonight, actually. Quetzal, number 6. Epic came in at number 5. Big Boy, number 4. Amazing, number 3. Number 2, Sinner. And number 1 for the top drop of 2024 for Goorin Bros Friday drops was Smashed. So there you go. That is my top 10 list, and I'm sticking to it. So hopefully you guys kind of agree, somewhat agree. Again, that's my list. It's my opinion. And I know everybody else has got theirs too. So, and that's totally cool. There's 52 drops in a year, and everybody can like something different. But that is my top 10. And I appreciate all the positive feedback that I heard on my list. So there you go. Last Friday, we did a Friday drop show with the Freak on a Leash Friday drop. I did have it in hand and on head, and we can definitely talk a little bit more about this one that dropped last Friday. We kicked the year off. This is drop of the year at the moment. This is our drop of the year. We'll talk about this one a little bit more later in the show, but versatile fabric on the brim, denim, very nice denim, some nice touches, with the Gorn and that kind of, corn text, that you see the band Corn use, trucker on the side there, like Thrasher, insane cock posse patch on the back. A lot of people seem to like that patch. A lot of people were saying positive things about that patch. I saw a lot of good feedback on that. A lot of people like the little, condom pocket in the back there. People are, they liked how I stick my fingers in that, little back pocket there and everything. Pretty cool. Very, hey, it's different. It's something unique. It definitely stands out on head. That's for sure. So if you bought it, great. If you love it, if not, it's okay. Again, with the comments, I mean, was it enough for you to unfollow Goorin and I'm done forever because of this hat? It's laughable to me. I don't even know what to say anymore to some of these people. Like, were you really a fan if it was this hat that is what sent you over the edge? Like, oh my God, I'm totally done with the company now. I can't take it anymore. Okay, well, it is what it is, whatever. But, before we get off of this, I'm actually going to hit, let's do the giveaway early on this one because I want to get this out of the way. So also, before I forget too, because I go so quick sometimes, I want to say happy birthday out there to Mr. K Dizzle. It is K Dizzle's birthday. So everybody who's watching tonight out there in the chat, wish Mr. K Dizzle, 6-time Hat Talk Live event attendee, the Corporal K Dizzle, if you will. Happy birthday to him, celebrating out there in Sin City. Appreciate him and everything he does for the Hat Talk Army. So make sure you guys are all wishing him a happy, happy birthday. With that, we do trivia on this show and we do giveaways. So let's do that. So let me get the chat back over here so I can see what you guys are saying. Let's give away one of these though. So Freak on a Leash. I'm going to do a trivia question. Do not answer in the chat. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to send me a DM, and that's at Big T5279 on Instagram. So we're going to do this one quick. So it's 9:08 right now. If you're looking at your clock, it should be 9:08, almost turning in about 15 seconds. It's 9:09. So you're going to have to be quick on this one. One answer, one person, boom. 30-day rule does apply. 30-day rule is for households. So if someone in you or you're in your household has won something in the past 30 days, please do not enter at all. I'm going to take the first person who answers this correctly. Do not answer in the chat. Send me the message on Instagram. Here we go. Which hat did Big T rank number 8 on his top 10 list last week for 2024? Send your answer to Instagram at Big T5279, and we will have someone win a Freak on the Leash Friday drop. So there you go. Who will be first to answer that? Number 8. There's something funny about this answer too. We'll see who rings the in first. We'll see. I'm awaiting your answer. I literally just said this a moment ago too, if you're paying attention. Ninja says he'd be trying to win this week if he didn't win last week, but he did win last week. So this thing was just saying easy. Let me just make sure hold on a second before I get this. Make sure we have eligibility. Okay. We have a winner. It's Sesball. Sesball is our winner. Freak on a Leash going out to him. Actually, he just got something on the show, but it wasn't a win. It was a gift. So congratulations to Sesball. He was first one in here tonight. So there you go. Good karma for him. Congratulations. You just won Freak on a Leash, and I'll get that out to you sometime within the next week. Congratulations. There you go. The answer was Dragon. Since everybody was answering Dragon last week, I figured why not give you the answer of Dragon this week. So if you catch, the little fun in that and everything, there you go. So Dragon was the answer. Number 8 on my top 10 of 2024 last week. There you go. So we'll get that one out to Cessball, and maybe him or his girlfriend can rock that one. You're welcome, Cessball. Appreciate everything you do and your support and everything in here. So everybody congratulating Cessball on the win. There you go. There you go. All right, let's get back into it. So there you go. Baggy, Freak on a Leash. That was last Friday's drop, the first drop of 2025. Faux Show still available. Goorin World app, Goorin.com. Grab those while you can. Arctic Skies also available. Goorin World app, Goorin.com. 3 great styles of those: Unit, Legend, and Ice Cold. Micro suede brims, Northern Lights on the crowns. Very, very nice. Great for the wintertime. Great hats that, the sister capsule to Desert Skies. Grab those. Great hats. Try at least one. I strongly suggest the styles are great quality, as we always see with Goorin and everything every week. So Arctic Skies available now. Goorin World app, Goorin.com. Moto capsule still available. Panther and Lion from the Royalty capsule. Those two are still available. Goorin World app, Goorin.com. Grab those while you can. And don't forget about Luxury Moon. You got Cock, Panther, Lion, Goat, and Cash Cow all available now. Grab those. Great plaid, flannelish kind of styles on those hats. Very, very nice. Grab those. And the blacked out micro suedes as well. Legend, again, my favorite from this. Cock, Mamba, Fly, Fuck You Bat, Panther, Stallion, all great hats. The blacked out, if you're looking for the blacked out hats, the blacked out micro suedes, the quality on these top notch. These are your go-to like everyday type hats when you're just rushing to get out the door and you got to grab something quick that you don't even know if it's going to match. These will match just about everything. So blacked out micro suedes, the go-to everyday hat. That's what I like to call them. So grab those while you still can. Buckle has some great stuff. They haven't updated much lately. Not too much new stuff on Buckle. That's why the slide hasn't changed too much. But check out Buckle. Link is in my link tree. DTLR has a ton of great stuff over there. DTLR exclusive stuff you're not going to find anywhere else. So definitely check out DTLR. And DTLR does still have that buy one, get one 50% off sale. Discount code year50. So buy one, get one 50% off. And I actually got something this week as a gift from someone out in the Hat Talk Army this week. A surprise little gift that Charisma had sent to me this week. He sent me out Killer, which is, again, I've said on the show, and he watches the show and he listens to me talking and saying things. And I said I had my eye on this one for quite some time. And boom, it showed up on my doorstep on yesterday. Yeah, Wednesday. So very nice patent leather, yellow brim. Very nice with the black brim trim, white, actually gray under brim on this one. And then this like perforated white, faux leather on the crown. Nice killer patch. That's a dope patch. That's really nice. Black mesh in the back, yellow snap on top, white snap in the back there. Great hat. So very appreciative of him. And as you see, I paired it up yesterday. Did some pairings for you all with the Jordan 1 Taxis. The yellow is an absolute perfect match. So it couldn't have gone any, as I anticipated. I knew I already had the sneakers to match the hat when it got here, but an absolutely perfect match for that one there. So thank you to Charisma for the little gift that he sent out to me. I appreciate him and everything he does for the Hat Talk Army. So we're halfway there, as Gio was saying. We got to get a little bit more, though. We got 25 likes. We're halfway there. Bon Jovi. 25 likes. So we got to get 25 more to get that sneak peek of tomorrow's We Be Bussin drop. So if you're in here, there's 34 million of you. Find it in your heart to smash that like button and support everything we're doing here on Hat Talk Live. And there you go. We will get that sneak peek later on tonight. So hopefully we hit 50 likes. Moving on. Let's move on with the slides here. Let's keep this rolling. Nordstrom has some great hats available on sale. Some as low as $16. So definitely head on over to Nordstrom. Link is in my link tree. Definitely check out the great styles that they have on sale over there. They actually have that funky from the Jungle collection for $30 over there. So if any of you have been sleeping on that, go over to Nordstrom, check that out. The funky monkey is over there, $30. So that is a great steal. Last week I mentioned Jordan 3 Black Cats were dropping on Saturday. I think either I got mixed up or they changed the date, but Jordan 3 Black Cats are actually dropping this Saturday on sneakers and other retailers. Rumor is it's like 210,000 stock on these. That's kind of in the middle. Like it's not like super low, but it's not like astronomically high. But if you are interested in getting these, I would definitely shoot your shot on all the apps. But Sneakers app will be 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. Foot Locker has their raffle. It might be closed by now, but Sneakers and stuff, other retailers, any of those other retailers that you buy sneakers from, definitely enter in all the raffles and everything and get those Jordan 3 Black Cats if you guys are interested in. And speaking of Black Cats, Santiago sent me this the other day. This is a must cop. These are it. March the 1st, New Balance 9060 Black Cats. Yup. Take my fucking money. You can have my money for these. I absolutely have to have these. So I will be ready and wherever I got to go to get these for hopefully for retail. I'm a retail buyer here, so I don't want to pay on the resale market. But these are definitely something I'm looking forward to. Great black pair going with everything. There's black suede, black leather, black mesh. These are it for me. Real sleek looking. Anything all blacked out, it's my style usually. So, and these will go with fucking everything. So 9060 Nation, as the wife is saying. I see Distinguished Gentleman is a little bit like, he's like, yup. He's got the must cop already up there too for show. And yeah, these are it. These are fire. So shout out to Santiago for showing up and sending this over to me the other day. So definitely on my radar for sure. March 1st. For many other colors of the 9060s, definitely head over to Finish Line JD Sports. They have tons of colorways of the 9060s. We are 9060 Nation, as we are also the Hat Talk Army. Many people out there in the Hat Talk Army have copped many different colorways of the 9060s, and they state over and over again how comfortable these sneakers are, which I have basically, endorsed all the way through. So if you haven't grabbed a pair yet, do your feet a favor, grab yourself a pair of 9060s New Balance, and you can find some of these colorways on sale on JD Sports and Finish Line. Also on Foot Locker, you can find some exclusive colorways as well. Again, all these links are available in my link tree. Shoe Palace has the futuristic colorways, so check those out over on Shoe Palace. And while you're also on Shoe Palace, they have a ton of Goorin hats over there for $19.98. And you can see many of those different styles depicted in the slide right here. They even have that the red leather Mustang Stallion. That one is $19.98. That's a steal for that hat. Lots and lots of great black leather cock Jilly. Don't know if she's got that one yet, but all different kinds of hats. MVP collection hats. I see a bunch of Panther, Bad Boy, Alpha, all kinds of different stuff over on Shoe Palace. So definitely check those out. 90s. Oh, Andre, I'm reading his comment. Struggling to find a pair of size 14. Oh, that's a big dick size over there, Andre's. Holy shit. But definitely check out Shoe Palace. Link is in my link tree for those. And now's the time to hold your smart device up to your 80-inch TV screen that you're watching Hat Talk Live with and scan my QR code to get my link tree. And all of the links for most trusted Goorin Bros retailers are available in my link tree. All the most trusted retailers are there. Anytime you're shopping for Goorin Bros hats, anytime you're shopping for containers, Container Store, bags for the hats for storage, all that great stuff. Sole Premise bags. If you're traveling, if you're a traveler, they've got great hard shell luggage. They've got great backpacks. It's the leather on Sole Premise stuff is beyond quality. It is top notch. Any Sole Premise bag I've ever bought, the leather is soft and smooth, great stuff, buttery leather on all those things. So definitely check out Sole Premise as well if you're a traveler. So there you go. People, thank you for scanning the QR code. Appreciate that. This actually tells me now people are scanning the QR code. So there you go. People are listening out there. Appreciate that. Don't forget to enter We the Ones into that Goorin AI chatbot on the Goorin World app. Get those 15 free tickets. You never know when when they're going to open up the market for those exclusive experiences and exclusive merchandise. So make sure you've got those 15 free tickets. And I tried it last night, by the way, and it said, boom, here you go. Here's 15 free tickets. So I encourage you to go back into the AI chatbot and see if you can get another 15 tickets whenever you want, today, tomorrow, Sunday, while you're watching the Bills game, whenever you want. Just go in there, test it once in a while you're sitting around, while you're on the toilet taking a poop. There you go. Get that We the Ones. Enter it in there, get those 15 free tickets. You never know. Collector Spotlight. We're going to be restarting that very, very soon. I think on Monday, Junior Flip is going to be a special guest on Collector Spotlight. So stay tuned. That's going to be at a special afternoon show. So if you're around in the afternoon on Monday, definitely come on in here and check out Junior Flip on Hat Talk Army Collector Spotlight. And if you are interested out there in the Hat Talk Army, if you're watching and you want to be on Collector Spotlight, hit me up, send me a DM and let me know. And you can come on and show off your collection on YouTube, and we can chat about your love of Goorin Bros hats and your love of the Hat Talk Live show and your love of Big T. If you got love for me, if you do or not, but whatever, we can chat about whatever you want. So Hat Talk Army Collector Spotlight, more episodes coming very soon. Don't forget to join the members only section of the Hat Talk Live YouTube channel. You have to do it from a web browser on an iPad or a laptop or a desktop computer. Open up the browser and you'll find this screen where you're able to join as a member. And we do have a members only live coming up soon for those loyalty tier members at $14.99 a month. So those are where you're going to get those members only live streams. And the next one is coming up on January the 19th. That is our members only live. So it's a special Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. So definitely come on in here and we'll chat about anything and everything. And sometimes I'm even able to show little sneak peeks on some things that I might have on hand and, give out some details on some stuff that I'm not, usually able to talk about on the regular show. So January 19th, members only live. Again, special Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Coming up later in the year, February 6th, we've got our Hat Talk Live 3-year anniversary show. We'll have some special guests in here. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have a whole bunch of fun, that's for sure. So Hat Talk Live 3-year anniversary. Who would have thought we'd be here for 3 years sitting here talking about hats and having fun on Hat Talk Live. So appreciate all you guys out there who enjoy what we're doing. I appreciate all 39 million of you who are currently watching the show right now. Charisma says he just got another 15 free tickets. So there you go with that. So I hope you guys are out there trying and getting those tickets. I'm going to blow my nose real quick. And I'm going to take a drink too. How about that? Goorin Bros fans, the best Facebook group on Facebook for Goorin Bros fans. Definitely get in there if you are on Facebook. It's the best marketplace for buying, selling, trading. We've got a legit check chat. We've got a general community chat, the most active chats in any Goorin Bros group on Facebook, hands down. Well moderated, well admin. Come on in, join the fun, and be a part of a great group of friends and family as Goorin Bros fans. We appreciate everybody who is in there and all the people who are well behaved in the group, as we've had pretty much no issues lately. So fingers crossed that continues. So Goorin Bros fans on Facebook, definitely join. If you need the link, hit me up. I'll get that to you. Let's see if, no, I don't see him yet. So let me back out of this. Maybe we'll do, well, I can't do that yet, actually. Well, we'll talk about, let's talk about Friday drop. Just briefly, we'll talk about Friday drop because I hit this a little bit. It is not Peach Check, Joseph Anderson. I know you want me to be drinking Peach Check. I'm actually drinking Mountain Dew tonight. So I'm trying to stay high energy. So I'm giving myself a little cheat boost here. So, and as I did take that little break, we do have our very, very special guest. And as I mentioned earlier, if you've got questions while our special guest is in here, utilize that super chat. That's going to be the easiest way that we're going to see those questions coming through, because the chat is going to get crazy once our special guest comes in here. So without any further ado, please welcome our favorite designer, my favorite designer, Michael. Oh, there he is.
Hey, here we go.
There you go. Like a little hesitation there. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Is that one of the faux show that did not make the cut?
It is, yeah. It's the faux no show.
There was an actual third that Crazy Hawk gave out on the show that was like an unofficial faux show
Mm-hmm.
hat. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
saw that with the tail and everything in the back.
Oh,
So,
I saw that. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
that's some inspiration for later on down the
Yeah.
line. That
Next time.
yeah, you can put the raccoon tail on there. So
Yeah.
how are you doing? How's everything going? It's been a while since July, I believe, last time we had
Been a
you.
while. It's been July. It's a new year. So far so good, I guess.
Right. I mean, yeah, and like we can. Well, first let's talk about. I wanted to talk about Friday Drop for tomorrow since we haven't.
Yeah.
Nobody's really seen anything on this one yet. I do have a sneak peek if we hit 50 likes in here tonight.
Yeah.
But it be bussin'.
It be bussin'.
What up? What's up? What's happening?
I mean, I'm not ashamed to say I didn't actually design this one, but I will say that when our assistant designer Holiday was concepting this hat, I was so adamant about her getting it put into the line because I really wanted it. It's just, I mean, it's cool. I always love as much as it feels good to have my own designs be the Friday drop. It's fun when other people are designing Friday drops because then I get to want them. Like I don't want any of the hats I'm designing.
That's funny to me.
You know what I
So
mean?
you don't want to
Like,
rock your own stuff.
yeah, but like when like Peep or whomever, we have a bunch coming up actually that I didn't design, so I get a chance to actually be one of the fans again, which is like that's always exciting. You know what I mean? Like I love to be there at 2:00 and just like everybody else, frantically trying and enter my payment information while the app continues to crash, just like you guys, just like a normal person.
What would you say would be like one of your favorite drops that somebody else designed then? Like what's something that stands out to you or a capsule or something that like you just like really, really loved how it came out and maybe you wish you had thought of it or something?
I mean, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's whatever it is, it's something Peep did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Peep is my favorite designer, right?
Maybe Lunar Dragon or something. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it could be that. I don't necessarily like vibe on what that theme is. It's an undeniable banger, you know, it's like great hat, not for me sort of situation. But
bumps.
I don't know. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. I'm sure we'll talk about that later today.
I think we're gonna talk about that one tonight. I think we will be talking about that one tonight. So, right.
Yeah,
I'm switching all the fucking views.
Yeah, he's got some drops coming up the next week actually, obviously.
Okay. All right, so I'll do my normal while you're here. 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mexico time. Tomorrow, Goorin World app exclusively. It be bussin'. You don't want to miss out on this one tomorrow.
I'm stoked. I'm thrilled.
There you go. All right. So tonight you're here for our not top 10 most hated show as you were. It's hard to believe it's a year ago since we did this.
I know.
I mean, my year has been, as you know, like not the greatest, but at the same time, it kind of flew by a little bit on me.
Sure.
So I wanted to first start by, here's the list so far. Baggy is now the number one drop of the year for 2025. So congratulations.
Yeah. Something tells me that's going to be in the top 10 for at least like 2.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's gonna stay in the top 10. But unfortunately, it is also right now the number one not top 10 drop for 2025.
Sure.
So I mean, I kind of tickled your balls a little bit on the first one there, but
it's an unfortunate reality.
Yeah, reality is.
I stand by that drop as being something that people just didn't get.
Okay. Would you want to explain some more on it?
I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, like obviously the joke is like Jinko jeans bringing back new metal, mall goth culture. But I think the hat, it's actually, I mean, it's not easy to wear, but if you can kind of figure out how to wear it and how to like pull the brim around, it's kind of a dope thing to do. You can like pull it all to the side and stuff. Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't look horrible on the wife in the photos I took. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely, I think she rocked it pretty good. I mean, again, I think it's definitely more for the ladies a little bit.
Sure.
But
Yeah, it's I mean, to me, like, we have some of the cut and sew hats like the Gatsby's with the button on top, the like bigger Applejack type cut and sew hats that we do where you can kind of move them around. It's sort of inspired by that.
right.
Uh but I like that one.
We got a question. I told people to use super chat. So everyone wants to know if a charisma hat is coming out in the future. Pretty much everyone, meaning one
Ooh.
person, charisma.
Um I think that there's only so many words in the English language, and that's a great word. So I would imagine I can see that. I don't have I can't say for sure that it's in the first half of the year,
Okay.
but there's a whole second half of the year that needs to be worked on.
Well, then Angie mentions later on that Riz, and we have seen that capsule where Riz is used. So that's kind of close.
Yeah, Riz is definitely the closest to charisma so far. I'm definitely bringing in a bunch of like Gen Alpha slang because it's hilarious.
Gen L, is that the next
Gen
thing?
Alpha, Gen
Oh,
Alpha.
Gen Alpha. Oh, really? Is that
Yeah,
what's next?
yeah. Well,
I
that
didn't
Gen
even
Alpha is
know that.
over. This year starts Gen Beta.
Wow.
I
Okay.
know, I know.
I'm all out of it, I guess. So Hunter did say he loved the JNCO reference with the baggy,
Yeah,
freak on a leash hat.
yeah.
That was what a lot of people were like resonating with the '90s kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is. It's just supposed. I was, I always refer to myself as a recovered mall goth, so it
Okay,
just takes me back to my roots.
there you go. Now we've seen quite a few like recent drops that are like music related with Epic. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, like, is that something you're getting more into now? Like, I
I
know
mean,
we,
yeah, it's I always those are music and movies are the things I draw the most on. But I think as I get older, as we get older, as time passes on, um, like if you think about doing a Friday drop that was like themed on the band Corn, like the baggy hat.
yep,
3 years ago when we started this, like Corn just didn't have like a nostalgic vintage sort of place in culture. It was just like a thing that happened. But I think as time passes on, like certain things are sort of re-emerging as like nostalgic or like of an era, and they have a little bit more of like a cultural ethos.
right,
And so I think, a lot of the bands that I was into growing up are now starting to be like you can reference them without having to be a fan of them. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
Uh, Whereas movies sort of always have been that way. Plus, movies that I'm into older movies and newer movies. Like I have a very sort of I grew up during in the '90s, early 2000s. So like my music taste is fairly well embedded in there from
right,
when I was growing up.
yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see like what influences you and then what you want to project into the creativity of these hats too. So that's
Right.
why
Right.
like like I always try and tie music into my promotion for the hats and everything. So it's
Hmm.
kind of like it goes a little bit now that it's music
Yeah.
inspired, it makes it even easier for me to do it.
Right.
So all right, so
All right. Let's go.
let's get into what we're doing here. I think
Yeah. Let's go. Bring it on.
well, actually first thing I want to talk about the good stuff. I want to
Good.
do so back in July I gave you my top 5 so far.
Yeah.
So, and it didn't, order didn't change, but
Yeah.
one of these did drop out of the top 10. So
Yeah.
Dead didn't make it.
Yeah.
Um, you've seen my list now. I think you
Yeah.
watched
Yeah.
last week and everything.
Yep.
So
Yep.
how did you feel about my top 10? Was there any missed that you thought I would have hit, or do anything that I did wrong that you thought that I would have done? Or
No, I mean, I don't think about it in those terms. I think the things, let's see, what are the things, number one, and you mentioned it, but number one thing that stood out to me is that Top Spot wasn't a black hat, which is dope. I think that's great. I love that something, reached deeper than just being a black hat.
right,
Um, I love that Cold is in your top 10. That's like one of my personal favorites. And it was one of the hats that, like, when I was putting it together, a lot of people around the office were like, oh, yeah, sort of just like thinking of it as more of a throwaway drop, and I'm like, I don't know, there's just it's sort of like a perfect storm of a hat, and it's
It
also super wearable.
it really is. Like, it's
Yeah.
like the way that the colors and everything, and I again, like with the houndstooth, kind of like the original
Mhm.
houndstooth hat, like
Yeah.
I just like I did it. Like it was like a surprise to me. I was like, I just found myself starting to wear it more and more.
Right.
And I'm like, I
Right.
really do like this hat a lot.
Yeah. Um, I love that Big Boy's in your top 5,
Yeah. How
because
can
just quality hat, and I mean, just like
absolutely.
anybody who has that hat, anybody who has it in hand is like, they know why that's there.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I mean, nothing else really surprises me. I guess I would have expected Epic to be higher.
Okay.
But Tramp Stamp turned a lot of people off.
Yeah, that might have
Cowards.
been why it came in at 5, but again, like, this was and
Yeah,
I said, not just, to say this, I mean, but it was the hardest list to put together because, like,
sure.
my list of, like, honorable mentions was growing and growing. I'm like, I can't just honorable mention every single like,
Yeah,
and I mean, yeah, and yes, there are the not top 10. I will, give those
sure.
their place and everything, but I'm like Fury. I was like, shit, how do I not put
Yeah,
Fury in here? And
yeah,
the money, the piggy bank
yeah.
hat.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I mean, I really
yeah,
like those hats, but it was just
yeah,
like, damn,
yeah.
when it comes
That's
down
good.
to it, a top 10 has to be a top 10. Like,
Yeah, totally. I
I
agree.
just can't get it in
Yeah,
there.
that's what it's about. I just
But
want to shout out Griffin, who says, I like boobies.
yeah, he's got that kind of like, immature sense of humor that
Sure,
Gorin tends to
sure.
have too. So you'll see
Yeah.
some
Oh, double
comments.
shout out. Where's obvious to work every day? That one's a sleeper. I think that hat was fucking. That hat's a sick hat, but
What
people tend
Griffin's
not to
telling
want
you
to
there
wear it.
is that Griffin's also telling you there that he doesn't care about his job.
Sure. Yeah.
I
I
wonder if he
just.
works with I wonder if he
I
works with
think.
women too.
I think a lot of. Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that part. I always. I feel like I love to design white hats, and there's a couple coming up in the early part of the year, Friday drops that are white. I know that people tend to be like, "Oh man, I wish it wasn't white," but I'm just ahead of y'all. You'll see. It's like everybody's going to be wanting to wear white hats, and also in particular, this white hat that I'm thinking of that's coming out probably in the next like 2 months. It's fire.
Okay.
So
Okay. See, there you go. There's that
yeah,
confidence that I know and love
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So, all right. So there you go. That is, and like I just gave you this side by side too here. I don't want to get too far ahead before I show anything I shouldn't show. But
Yeah, yeah,
so Dead fell out. I mean, and again, Dead's another one that was an honorable mention. I mean, do love that hat, but again, when it came down to me fitting stuff in, you know, I also want to go back to a statement that you had made on the July top 5 show when we talked. You said that the second half of 2024 was going to be better than the first.
yeah.
Do you still feel that same way?
100%, 100%. Yeah, I
It
mean,
got
I think there were strong hats in the first half, but I think pound for pound, the second half was more qualitative.
6 hats did make it from the second half, 4 in
Yeah,
the first half, and we
yeah,
were very happy when we met in July. I was very happy with the first half of the year.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you did come through, and I mean, what a year! I mean,
yeah.
an absolute
Good,
amazing
great.
year overall. No
Yeah,
quality issues, which is like it's made the not top 10 even harder.
sure.
Was there anything that you felt was like a miss for you in 2024 that like you thought was going to be way better or bigger than it turned out to be?
Um, there was one. I'm trying to remember what it was. It might have been Fury. It was like one of those hats that I thought was like an absolute like ringer,
Mhm.
and then like the conversation around it was just like mid, and I'm just like, I just don't know what people want anymore.
Yeah.
Um, it
I
might
love
have been,
Fury. I think
yeah,
Fury was great. I think, I mean,
yeah,
like again, for all black hats, what are you going to complain
yeah,
about? If you love
yeah,
that, you love Fury.
yeah. There's actually a couple things. I'm scrolling back through the history
Okay.
to remind myself of some of the stuff.
Sure.
Um, one thing, and it's nobody's fault. Well, it is, but it's not anybody who bought the hat's fault. But I wish that Gorin had done a better job positioning the sixth carousel hat as part of a carousel collection instead of just like this random hat that sounded like it was about blowjobs.
Uh-huh.
Uh, which that's just a miss.
Yep.
Um, Another miss generally is I think I stand by this, that people who didn't have hands on the fighter hat don't realize that that hat's actually pretty fucking sick to wear.
Unbelievable hat. Yeah.
Um,
Close to my top 10 also. I had a
yeah,
tough time not putting that in, but it's also the public's reaction a little bit to that one that kept me from putting it in there.
yeah, yeah. Because that one's like one of the ones that for sure, like having in hand made so much more of a difference. And I stand by the fact that it's way more wearable than you would ever imagine it is.
Yeah.
And then another one that I think is really dope, and I don't know if anybody's mentioned it yet, but the Thunderbird that just came out like a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely. Great hat. And a lot of people criticize me for not putting that in the top 10 too.
Yeah, I love that hat. And like, I think at the time I was like kind of excited that we didn't talk about how it was glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Because I thought that would be kind of like a cool thing for people to discover. But in hindsight, like I wish we had mentioned it up front because I think more people would have grabbed it.
Yeah, and I missed it until like my content was already done already, and like I was at the like last minute when you told me, I was like, oh shit, I wish I would had done that for everybody too, but I missed out on that. So, but there you go. There's the side by side again. I mean, your goal was to knock out at least one or two of my top 5 in July, and you did. You accomplished that. So there you go. Got that. As far as capsules and stuff, I mean, we don't have to go too much in depth in this stuff, but
yeah, I looked at it. Nothing really surprising, except I was really surprised that Peep was so close to the top for you. I think that hat is fucking dope as shit.
It is,
but it's just like not something that, like, knowing you and your normal taste, I'm like really happy to see that so high on your list.
I've worn that hat, and like, cause like, you know, again, there's like a lot of sneaker colorways and stuff that like I've recently had and like they like match that. So like when I have like a fit that I wear that hat, I get like compliments like crazy. Like people in the mall are like saying like, yo, that is awesome. That's an awesome fucking hat. Like, and it was after Easter and everything that I was rocking that and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I love that hat. The black makes that, you know, the rest of the colors and everything on it pop so great. So I mean, that's definitely the number 2 for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to somebody in the comments here has shouted out that Lynx is underrated. I think that hat's underrated too. It's a weird hat.
I do too. It's a great themed hat. Great theme for golfers and everything.
Yeah. I think it's good. And again, that's just another testament, another white hat. I love it. I love the somebody wants to know, what did the Thunder hat have to do with the Razor's Edge? See, these are the questions I love because I can answer them. I love questions I know the answer to. Yeah, so the Thunder hat says Thunder, like the song Thunderstruck, which is an AC/DC song from the AC/DC album The Razor's Edge.
There you go.
That's why.
Yeah, that's awesome how we're now doing that stuff too and tying that in there. So all right, so now is the time.
Let's go.
Let's do it. You ready?
Yeah.
It's funny you've already talked about this one. So
yeah.
Here it is. The 2024 not top 10 most hated.
Let's go. Bring it.
Number 10.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you've already said what I was going to say.
Yeah.
My criticism is the promotion should have been better on this one. They should have been saying, look, here is the sixth hat in the collection, the carousel capsule collection, hyped it up, and it just fell flat. It really did.
100%. So, I agree. Yeah.
Great hat. Plus, I mean, it's still,
well, but I think another thing too, and this is something I will own this, but it's also, I'm actually going to take this as a compliment, because that hat was designed 2 years ago. And the fact that our designs and our quality have come so far that something that would have sold out in seconds 3 years ago is leading off your bottom 10 is a testament to our advancement in quality.
And then maybe that's part of it too, because this is almost now what we consider like a little bit more basic than, you know, I mean, but again, like I forgot to preface this too. There's not one hat, not even in the entire 52, that had a quality issue. We didn't see that at all. And that's usually the hats that led the list in the previous year. Like there was something I could pick, you know, and say like, look, this didn't hit up to par or whatever, but not this year. This really had to be style and just the ranking. This is really, it's really your 43 through 52. Like this is just the end of the list. So
good.
There you go. Greatest or great blowhard number 10 from the sixth of the carousel collection. So there you go. That's number 10. Number 9.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dropping shit already.
I know, I feel like it's gonna happen soon, but something's gonna piss me off on this list.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I'm sure, because the thing is I feel really good about this year. I know I can predict like 4 of them that are gonna show up, but some of these are gonna make me mad.
It's tough though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's inevitable that there's going to be good hats on this list.
Yeah.
And here's one of them.
Yeah.
Pest.
Pest.
Now, again, opposite of Blowhard.
Right.
This one sat on the app and kept getting pushed.
Too much hype. Too much hype.
And then when it dropped, everybody was like, nah.
Yeah.
Like that was that.
Yeah.
And again, like this is kind of, for Friday drop, this is kind of basic.
Simple. Yeah. And that's the thing about it getting pushed back too, is like when you see a hat on the app, we're doing it, it's happening right now, that keeps getting pushed back further and further. The reality is when you first see it, that's like when it was designed to come out. So the later it goes, you're seeing newer drops now come out.
Right.
And they tend to, as I've said before, like I would say every 6 to 12 drops, there's like a design jump, right? So if it gets too late, by the time something like Pest comes out, it would have been dope 6 months prior, but we had gotten to a place where it was like, oh, patent leather again.
Right. And now, wasn't this also meant to be a DTLR thing at one point too, or something?
I think it may have been. Yeah, I think the patch certainly was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. So, I think that one. Yeah. Yeah.
The other criticism.
I feel bad. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but that was a peep hat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't want to throw him under the. But we had. It was kind of funny because we had competing bee hats. Because I did Hornet and he did Pest. And so we were kind of just curious to see which one had more heat.
That was the criticism too. That would look too similar to that one, and it was a few months, or it was like October for the Hornet, and then this one comes out in I think it was January or February or early 2024.
Yeah.
So it kind of was like, black and yellow. I already have a black and yellow hat, which these people like with that shit kind of pisses me off sometimes. Like it's a totally different hat, so it's like. All right, yeah, if you want to just go by colorways, but there's so much more to the hat than just that. But yeah, totally. A bee and a Hornet are kind of similar. Okay, I'll give you that little bit.
Sure.
But
yeah. All right.
Not a horrible hat by any means. Definitely wearable.
No. Yeah.
But
yeah. Okay. All right. So far, so good.
I got good reasons on all these too.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I think we've talked about this. We'll do it in person here. Like I'm on the Hat Talk Live first.
So a lot of issues with this. So Peep designed the Silky Roots capsule, which I think is a sick capsule. The fabrics on those hats are so good.
I love that capsule.
Yeah, and in his defense, even because I know what the issue is with this, and in his defense, he designed this hat as a Friday drop to come out the week before that capsule dropped. Yep. And had that happened, this hat would have lit up, and it probably would have helped the capsule too. But absolutely. For whatever reason, there was a production error, I think, on this hat because he changed something in the patch or something happened, and the schedule got flipped or screwed up. This got bumped back, and so it came out after the capsule, and then everybody looks at it and they're like, "Oh, it's just like the hats that already came out."
That's what it was. It was something that everybody had seen.
It just didn't feel special, but I think the hat in a vacuum is actually super strong, and I think the patch is really good
and super creative too, because like the moth is like
exactly, and that's the thing too, is the theme of this hat informs the theme of the whole capsule. You know what I mean? Like if this were to be the champion hat to lead the capsule, it's like, oh shit, that silk moth has eaten all of these hats, right? But came out backwards, and now we're all the worse for it.
And again, it's like it's tough. This is just like how we had to do what we did with this. I mean, this is just another. Not even so much the hat; it's more the reaction to the hat and how it fell. Like it just fell flat that day.
For sure.
So, Silky, number 8.
Okay.
All right, now we might get.
So far, I just want to say, so far we're 3 hats in, and I haven't designed any of them for this year's Friday drops. So, even the dragon was something I designed 3 years ago. So far, I'm dancing around this list.
All right.
And furthermore, the stuff that you're picking that Peep did, it's all stuff that he got screwed out of it coming out the right way. So far, I 100% agree with this list.
Okay. Well, I think that might change soon.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right.
Okay.
Number 7.
I'll give you that this has to be in the bottom 10.
Okay. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought you were gonna be pissed at me for this one.
Well, because of what you're saying, right? Because you're saying that there are only so many. It's a strong year for hats.
Yeah,
I think it should be. I think it should be closer to 10.
Oh, well, I mean, 7 is. Come on. I mean.
Yeah, I know, but of the ones you've listed, I like this better than them.
Okay.
Yeah, I particular. It's interesting. Man, it's fascinating that this is on the list. So the thing that I think the most about this hat is I love how the front panel printing, that like oil paint printing, came out.
Yep.
That's my favorite thing about the hat, hands down.
This is my the reason it's on the list is this brim for me.
The wood brim.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I mean,
I can't do it.
It's silly. Yeah, it's one of those hats, and I suspect later on in the list we're going to see another one where there was a design choice that sort of like made the hat kitschy in service to telling the story, and it makes it sort of a lot less wearable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I already know which one you're going to.
Yeah, for sure. We both know. Yeah.
It's coming. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, as much as I want to curve brims. This is on me. Like I can take the blame if there's people out there. I know Jeff loves this hat.
Yeah, the Bob Ross design. Good call. Yeah, hell yeah.
For me, like I guess this from up here, love this. Just I can't do it. Like this looks ridiculous on my head. So
fair enough. I mean, that's a fair argument. I think that one's one of those hats that you either love or it's not for you, and I think that's okay for that hat.
There you go.
But I think the patch, I was surprised when I realized that we had never done an eager beaver. It really blew my mind. I was like, how have we gone this long and never done an eager beaver? I think the patch can come back. We'll do the patch again.
And some people criticize this patch too. They were like, what is it? Like they didn't get it.
Sure. Yeah. But beavers are hard. Beavers are hard.
All right. After this, we're going to take a little break and recap, but this is number 6.
Yeah. Again, give it to you, but this hat's gross. This is a gross hat. I bet it's not the grossest hat on the list, but it is a gross hat.
I don't hate this. Again, I'm going more like how it felt from the reaction of some people. I could personally rock this, and I probably will at some point.
Yeah.
I think the way that I can put this into the list is it's very simple still.
Yeah.
And then this kind of does look like a cock on here.
It's gross. Yeah, it's super nasty. It
looks a little shriveled up penis on there.
Yeah. The original design of this hat was so much worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been better in a sense, though.
So I had originally designed it so it's got the transparent sort of mesh on the back,
which is very nice too, by the way.
Yeah, it's a sick material. I had originally designed it where it was just cut out, so it was just the taping.
Oh, like just this stuff, like
just the taping and open, like 4 open back panels.
Ooh, that would have been bad.
So you could like pull your hair out through it.
Girls would have loved it.
It was so ugly. It was one of those hats that it was like something that I was like, it's actually sort of the opposite of the beaver, where I was like, the story, it's funny for the story, but ultimately it's trash to do it that way.
Right.
But I think, this one, I like the colors on this a lot. I really love popping pink on stuff. But I don't know. The numbers we're getting too far down the list, so I'm a little offended.
All right.
But there has to be 10, right?
There has to be 10, right? And I basically, like, the ones that I already put ahead of this were kind of like, those are the ones I kind of felt bad about.
Yeah. Okay.
And I kind of feel bad about this one too. That's why it's at 6. I mean, when we get into 5, I don't really.
Yeah, I know. And I think there's one in this top list that I'm like probably gonna like die on the hill defending, because I think I know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But
I think so too. And I
Yeah.
I kind of like it too, but it's funny. I think you know the rest of the list already.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's recap for the audience out there who might have just tuned in late here.
Mm-hmm.
We kicked off the top 10, the not top 10 most hated Friday drops of 2024 with the sixth of Carousel capsule, Blow Hard. At
Yep.
number 9 was Pest. Number 8 was Silky. Number 7, we had Eager Beaver. And as we just showed you, number 6 was Naked. So there you go. There's our first 5 of the not top 10. And so one of the other things I was want to ask you too is what are you excited about for this year so far? Like, I mean, like what coming up here? Like, is there something that you like? I mean, I know you already know part of the year anyway. I mean, is there,
Yeah.
as far as your evolution of like designing, like you're now like what, in your 3rd year doing this now? So
4th year. Yeah.
4th, okay.
4th year. Starting
So
my 4th year.
what do you feel like? Do you feel like you're like, you're in your senior year kind of thing? Like you're, a veteran
Yeah,
at
I mean,
this?
I think so. The thing is like a lot of the stuff that's coming out in the Friday drop space, um, I actually feel like I learned a lot from this list that we're going over right now. I think the reason that I'm not as defensive as I was last year is because I feel like all of the things you're showing me are things that I feel like I've already learned about the year.
Mhm.
And it's stuff that I'm like applying already to designs. So like you're showing me stuff, I'm like, yeah, no, I know what's wrong with that and it's not going to happen again. So it's
Right.
like in that way, it's sort of like I've evolved past that. So like there's a lot of stuff. I'm like looking at one hat right over here that I'm like specifically thinking of. There's a lot of Friday drops that are coming out in the first half of this year for sure that I've designed that they're not any less crazy than the stuff we've seen, but almost everything is wearable. You know what I
So
mean? Like
more
it's
fine
sort of like
tuned.
yeah, it's like sort of a new challenge for me to like tell the story and do the like audacious design work, but like don't put a fucking spinner on the top of it. Um, for example.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yep.
so I think it's that's something that I think I'm really excited about in the Friday drop space is to see some of the wilder designs be hats that like you will wear. You know what I mean? Um, and also, to be completely honest, in the non-Friday drop space, I'm doing a ton of design work without patches. Um,
To bust
like,
out of that. That's got to
yeah,
be
yeah, it's
you.
super
I see you
frustrative.
being
Yeah,
frustrated probably with this, like the handcuffs of like, do I always
yeah,
have to fucking do a hat with a patch on it?
exactly. Yeah, so it's a lot of like, I've been experimenting a lot with how to, you know, more or less break out of the patch and do some stuff that still feels like it has the same energy and that like we all like and want to wear. Um, but th- that's another thing I'm kind of excited about is to see how some of some of those hats land so that you guys can see those and maybe get into them.
Yeah. Red Hammock is trying to he's trying to fuck up my shit here. So will we ever see Ace Friday drop from the casino capsule? No, you're gonna see it in
Oh.
my house. That's it. Um, Griffin is saying Farmagami was dope, and that's taking anything
Yeah.
from him is like he doesn't give out many compliments. So I mean, there
Yeah.
you go. That's you should
Sick.
take that as like
Sick.
was Farmagami you? Was that all
No,
you?
that was Pete. That's
Oh, that
Pete.
was
I'm not
actually
gonna
Pete.
take any credit for that. Yeah, see, Pete
Okay,
does good shit.
all right. So there you go.
Yeah,
So it's not for you then.
it's okay.
Um,
I'll pass it along.
Junior Flip is he's requesting the spinner to spin.
Yeah, yeah.
He made it spin. He kind of
Yeah, I
forced
was gonna
it.
say you can engineer it to spin. I tried to teach Ben how to engineer it to spin for that weird video we did, but he couldn't get it to work. But it can be done.
When Junior Flip was spinning, it kind of was like
Hell
squeaking.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, I'm
yeah.
not fucking with it. Like, I don't want to damage my hats. Like, I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, I like to keep them intact as the way they are. So, all right, you ready to get pissed?
Let's go.
All right, actually, I'm going to keep this out because I don't want to do that yet. All right, number 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think that hat's hilarious.
I don't. This is specialized, and it's. We
Yeah,
talked about it's great for like a prom or a wedding,
yeah,
or
yeah,
if you've got those events going on in your life. For the daily, though, I don't think that I'm ever gonna just pick a day and rock this. But I do appreciate the design of how it is. It's
yeah.
fun.
That's the thing that I really like about this hat that I put a lot of thought into, and this is probably like too inside baseball. It's probably why it doesn't land. Is all the fabrics on there are like 1-to-1 the fabric that you would use for that piece of clothing. So like the black fabric, the black
Okay,
fabric
so
is the
like,
same fabric that they used to make like suit jackets, and then the white dress
and
shirt
this
and
is dress
then
shirt.
undershirt on the inside.
Oh, really? Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, it is like a
Yeah.
cotton, like kind of
Yeah.
t-shirt. Yeah, I didn't notice that until now. You say that.
Yeah,
See,
so
this is why
that's
getting you
what I
on here is
like
great.
about
So,
that hat more than anything else. Ben vehemently tried to get me to pull the flower off of it. Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah,
did
yeah,
kind
that
of
was
agree with
Ben's big push was like, I think we should take the flower off. And I was like, I think it's too far gone, man.
and distinguished gentleman. He's saying
Oh,
his flower
I'm
fell
sorry
off
about that.
actually. So I don't even see. It seems like it's on there pretty good too. I don't know how that would have happened, but there you go.
Number
Fancy
5.
number 5.
Just kidding.
I don't think there's going to be too
I
many
know, but
surprises
there's
going
things I
the rest of
like
the
that
list.
I know one of these on here. I'm like,
Well, if you had to predict the order, like I know that there's some things coming. Like, I mean, do you have an idea of what's next? Like, I
top
mean, because we're
4.
getting down
So
to like,
definitely somewhere in the top 4. I'm confident Twisted is in here. At 4?
okay, there you go, number 4.
Oh shit.
Number 4.
Okay.
All right, so there you go. I had a feeling
I
kind of
thought
that's why I
this
did
was
that
gonna
because I
be
think that you.
1. Oh my god.
Nope,
Okay. Now
not number
now
1.
I'm very concerned.
Uh-oh.
uh yeah, this is a silly hat. I got carried away with this one. I'll be honest. I can own that. There's so
There's
many
so many details on
details.
it,
I
though. I mean,
know. I
there's so
know.
much going on here. So much. I mean, like
Yeah.
quality, not the issue. I mean, there's a lot. What was this? What like
It's
people
just a
kept asking,
stick.
what is this?
Yeah.
Okay, because it was blue and
Yeah.
black, and like people were like,
I
was it
just made it.
a,
Yeah, I
a
just made it
pipe?
blue because of the coloration of the snake, like sort of made it comic book colors. So I just like made it the like blue black from like the Batman comics. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because Red
Why the
Hammock is asking
pipe?
why the
Cause
pipe.
don't you want to
Anyway,
like,
I just
yeah, wrap it around the
laying the
pipe.
pipe,
Yeah.
pipe and a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't
Yeah.
even need to go much further with it. We know we
I
why
definitely
beat a
think
dead
in
horse here, right?
hindsight
I mean,
though, while a lot of people will say that the worst thing about that hat was the spinner, and I don't necessarily. I didn't want to do the spinner. This is the opposite of the flower. I didn't want to do the spinner, but every time I showed this hat to somebody, they're like, "It should have a spinner on it." So eventually, I was like, "If everybody says so, I'm going to do it." But I think one of the things for me that I like in hindsight, I'm like, why did I do that? Is like the hat is like very obviously Twister the game themed, and then just like randomly, I was like,
absolutely.
also Twister the movie. Yeah,
Right, you just threw a couple little like movie
yeah,
things in here and
yeah,
stuff, and the
yeah,
little yeah.
yeah.
So it
Yeah,
feels like a
all
great hat. It's
quality.
just the
Yeah, I
way
mean,
it
all
looks.
the
Just
execution is
not.
actually really good on that, which I think is its saving
Yeah.
grace. Charisma just said, I think
Well,
I'm pretty sure I know what is number 1 and deserves to be number 1, and it reminded me what I also think is number 1 now. Yeah. I
okay.
think I
Well,
know
you think
number
you know
1,
now.
but I'm still surprised that this was down
All
at
right.
4. Yeah. So I'm guessing,
All right.
there's 3 left. Okay. So I think I know
Yep.
number 1, and I think I know one of the other 2 that's on here. Yeah, but I don't want to guess
Yep.
it if it's not next. If it's not
All right. If
next.
it's not on
If
here,
it's not
all right. Well,
next.
yeah, I don't think.
After this one, you show me this one, I'll tell you if I was thinking of it. If not, I'll guess it's number 2. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is where we fight. Okay. Yeah.
Right, like, look, again, we're gonna go with public reaction too. Like, I think that I think the concept of this hat and everything was great. Like, I love a beachy summer, reclaimed dead stock towel idea was a fantastic idea and everything. I mean, there was just so much bitching on this hat, and it was just like, how can I even, like, how much defending? Like, this just is just one of those hats. Like the community, like as a whole, just like complained so much. Like
Man,
they beat it down for me. Like they
what's
influenced me to hate it.
What's
And I don't
crazy
hate
about
it,
that hat is
but
that hat is probably one of the most popular hats that people at Goorin wear, and it's also probably one of the most. It's
wow,
like all my friends wear that hat. It's like the only Goorin that my friends wear.
crazy.
Like
Wow.
around Goorin, we have, because we made a bunch with all the leftover towels, and we make like the hats, then we make the patches, and we made all the patches, and we put that out for the Friday drops, and that was the full quantity, right? Because we don't do any more. Is like that's how the Friday drops are. Right. But we had a bunch of hats left over because we had a bunch of towels. So all those like leftover blank hats just started circulating, and like everybody wears them.
Oh, okay. So so that's what you'll see if you're walking around and
there's literally mine's literally like hanging right here on my wall.
I maybe that's what it is too, is like the people who live like in a beachy, like maybe like Jilly lives in a beachy area and other people in the Army. But I think like these guys, like first off, like they got this idea that there's supposed to be mesh back here if it's a trucker.
Sure, I know that's a problem. I know that's a concern. I mean, it is literally what makes a trucker a trucker.
I kind of don't. I feel like it's more the form of the hat.
I mean, I think that's why I do it, because I agree with you. I think it's the high profile front panel and the 5 panels. Yeah.
That's, curved brim.
Yep.
That's what I go for. I don't care if it's got all four panels or something other than mesh. I don't, or 5 panels. I don't give a shit. I mean, that's fine with me. And again, there's lots of, it's too colorful. Like some of these guys got to not step out of their comfort zones and whatever, and they got to have everything black or whatever. But if I didn't put it in the list, and where was I going to put it? You know what I mean? Again, this is tough. This is a tough list.
Sure. Yeah, you're wrong about that, but I'm willing to accept it.
All right. All right.
The chat seems to at least support that it should be maybe higher than 3.
Are you all right? So are you confident enough to do number 2 now?
I think I'm going to say it because I have to say it, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to be really surprised. But is number 2 type A? Really?
No.
Oh God. Okay.
Not on the list.
Not on the list.
No.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
No, I wouldn't put that on the list.
Good. That makes me feel.
That's a good hat.
I think it's a great hat.
Yeah, it's just it's not my favorite hat of the year. No,
it's supposed to annoy people anyway. Yeah.
But I don't think it's in the bottom. I don't think it's,
You're going to surprise me then. This is going to be a surprise.
Well, not really, but here you go. And here's number 2.
See, I thought that was number 1.
So did a lot of people watching tonight, and they might be surprised where I go next.
Yeah, I thought that would be number 1.
And I'm one of the few people out there that can say this about this hat. This hat feels really nice. Like, the way it's done, because I know a lot of people out there don't have this one, but like I was like, man, this is like really good, like texture, and then the under brim is like that mesh kind of, brown, and it's it feels really good. Like I was like, the day I was like, I think I'm gonna wear this, and my wife goes, no, you're not. She's like, you ain't wearing that. I go, I really kind of like it, and even the way that the brown backed patch with the
dude, I mean, that hat's hilarious, but it's also super gross.
Yeah, but I mean, like when it's on head, you can't really see this. This stuff.
I can say here, because I'm among friends, but internally, that was our worst performing drop of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. Pound for pound, like time and numbers, as we grade our metrics, that was the one that left the most to be desired.
Okay. So from time to open to sell out.
Yeah, that was just the one that it was slow sort of from the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah.
A struggle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I'm not going to, great quality hat. I mean, just and it's forehead, right? I mean, it's not, people wanted to say it was pubes.
No, it's forehead. It's forehead and neck. So the the front panel is Peep's forehead, and then like that's his brow crease, sort of next to the patch.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the top brim is like his neck, like right here.
Shout out to Peep for having the balls to put your fucking forehead on the crown of a hat. He's got to be proud. Like, I hope he rocks this.
He loves that hat. Yeah.
Does he wear it?
I've seen him wear it. It's really funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And again, if anybody out there in the Army probably could do it, they would have done it too.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Here we go.
Oh, you know,
people in the chat are reminding me of what this could be.
I think I might have screwed. So I meant to recap, but
it's okay. We're good.
We're good anyway. So, all right. I don't even have the number one.
Yeah. You don't even.
This is the only drop of the year that I don't have.
Okay.
Do you know it? You don't know it?
I forgot. It was definitely early in the year then.
It was. Boom.
Yeah. So, all right, but here's something I want to say. And unfortunately, I feel like you have to agree with me on this. You don't have it, so you haven't had it in hand, and I think it's better in hand.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it wouldn't be in your most hated list, but I think if you have it in hand, it might be higher. Maybe above the Goosebumps, right? But I don't know.
Look, when it comes down, like, do you see me rocking this?
Hell no. No. That doesn't make any sense. Not at all.
No.
I think the fabrics on it are super nice.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. I think it feels really good. I think it's fun to wear. And, but yeah, this is a fabric exploration for me that I was doing. It's the back panels there, the same fabric as the under brim of Hole.
Which one was, trying to think.
Or Blowhole. The Blow.
Oh, okay. Blow. Yeah. Okay.
It's the same fabric as the underbrim of Blow is the back panels there. And so then I was like messing with the different colors that way.
I am taking criticism in the chat. Some people are saying that Angie said she loved it.
Sure.
Last Bill is saying that I wouldn't even make his not top 10. That's okay. I mean, this one, the furry hats are like,
for sure. I get it. I mean, I can't argue because they're specific. I can tell you a little story about this hat though.
Okay. Yeah. And I kind of, yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't even meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be a Friday drop. Yeah.
Right.
So this patch was designed. I'm trying to decide if I can get in trouble for saying who it was. I'm not going to say who it was. I'll tell you who it was. And then you can tell trustworthy people.
You did tell me, but I already forgot. It was some pop singer or something.
Yeah. So we were in talks to do a merch drop collab with a pop singer. Probably I wouldn't say she's not like A-list pop singer. So like if you're thinking, it's not like Ariana Grande or Charlie XCX or Sabrina. It's not like that level. Yeah. It's not that level, but probably like maybe right below. She's in a couple movies this year, and we were gonna do a collab with her, and this was one of the patches I pitched. That which is why it's PUR and not PER, because I typically wouldn't do that in a Friday drop. I don't like to play with those levers so much, but with a collaboration, I feel like I have a little bit more license to mess around. So I did it, and then I just left it. But yeah, it was supposed to be. No, I wish it would. If it was with Kesha, I would have made that happen.
And also, I'm just not a cat person either. So that's the other part. Like, that's
fine. Yeah. This is I'm surprised that this is. I'm really surprised. I'm surprised by the order, but I'm not surprised by the hats. That's what I will give you.
Well, here's the final.
Do you have dishonorable mentions?
I didn't do dishonorable mentions. Because I mean, I didn't, because you know what, this list was tough enough to put together.
Yeah,
so I had to just stop at 10, and I was like I was struggling even to put Blowhard and Pest and Silky on here, and I was just like, man, like I really hate to shit on some of these hats, but at
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
time, I got to do this. Like, this is what
yeah,
I'm here to
for
do. So,
sure, for sure.
but I know everybody's saying bumps should be number one, and I just, hey, it's my list. So,
I expected it to be number one, but only because we recently just like pulled our stats from the previous year. So I was like, oh, statistically, it's probably not very good.
yeah, but I'm not going by stats here. So I mean, and here's the other thing: like we didn't have a mermaid this year, as Gio is asking. Will there be a mermaid 3.0? My favorite, and like there's people who disagree with when I put that hat. I think it was number two in
Sure,
2022, and I think it was
sure.
number one last year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean,
I feel
that's
like
become a thing.
yeah, I feel like there should be another mermaid. Maybe I'll use the top half of your body and the bottom half of a fish.
That'll definitely be shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Jeff, hold on.
There's lots of.
Yeah, I want to mention something because I thought that hat might be on this list too. Jeff mentioned, guess what?
Oh yeah, no, but
I didn't think it would be high. I thought maybe it would be like, but that hat, Peep and I actually co-designed that hat. And the original version of that hat was so much better
really.
because we had actually gone through the work of designing it so the way that it came out, it was the fabrics from a trucker hat reverse, right? It's like the mesh in the front and the fabric
Right,
in the
right, yeah.
back, and that was
It's like mesh
that was
capsule redone, kind
yeah,
of.
that
Yeah.
was the joke. But the way we had originally designed it, we actually reversed the whole hat. So the basically imagine the hat you're wearing now. You're just your standard trucker, the 5-panel tall, and then in the back the bill was coming out the back. So you had to wear it backwards.
Jesus.
So it had no front brim. It was just backwards, and then the patch was on the front.
So how was the snap? Like, where did it?
It wasn't. It was just a one size. We couldn't do a snap. It had like a slight adjust, so you
Okay.
could like adjust from like a medium to like a small XL because you
Okay.
could sort of tighten it. But the snap actually overlapped the brim. It was hilarious, and
Yeah.
we were super proud of it. And it ended up getting shot down because it was like too weird. And then some high end brand put the same, like they created a baseball cap that was reversed and they put that shit out for like $300 like
Wow.
2 weeks later.
You guys had the idea and the template already
Yeah,
fucking done.
yeah, yeah.
Shit. Guess what was also my event, my Big T birthday bash hat. That was the first time I was able to do a Friday Drop Live cop show. So I mean, that had a sentimental value to me. So I couldn't put that on the list. And
Sure.
again, it's not a hat that I would put in the top 10 or anything. It's going to
Hmm.
fall in the middle. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah. K Dizzle saying the manatee, as we always the mermaid 3.0 manatee with top Tony legs.
There you go. That's funny.
That would be ridiculous. But all right, so there you go. Did we hit 50 likes in here so we can do sneak peek for tomorrow? I don't know if anybody's keeping track out there. I can't see it. So let me know if we've hit 50 or are we close? What are we doing here? We're over time here, but I think that's all I got right now on lists. And then I got sneak peek after that. So anything else that you would like to add in? We appreciate having you on the show as
Oh man.
always. It's been too long. So
Yeah, always a pleasure. Be ready for the drop tomorrow because I'm excited about it. I didn't design it. There's a bunch of drops this year that I didn't design, which I'm excited about. And I think some of them are going to be favorites. I'm not even going to pretend. Like the team has sort of learned to follow the way that I do things. So there's some really it's going to be really cool to see like fresh ideas that aren't just like iterated through me over the next like 4 months.
how many other people are there that are doing designs? So like, I mean, I know you're the one that takes the fire me heat the most of the time, but
Yeah, it's
there's other people
usually,
to
I
be
mean,
fired.
yeah, well, for the most part, I mean, I think last year I did 48 or 49 of the Friday drops.
Oh, it's a good portion of it.
Yeah. This year I think I'm doing maybe 30, 35.
Okay.
Yeah. But I kind of want to keep it close to the chest. Like I kind of don't want to say, and then like maybe we can talk about it at the end of the year and be like, oh, actually, you know.
Right. Yeah. And see what what my opinions are on things, and see if my taste.
I want it to be organic. Like I want to see how people react. So
absolutely. All right. Well, we definitely appreciate you being here as always. I thank you so much for coming on the show. Hopefully we'll see you maybe like halfway through the year. Maybe we'll do that, the top 5 midway again or something.
Absolutely.
And keep this rolling through the year. Thank you for everything that you do for Hat Talk Live, keeping this running and behind the scenes. I appreciate everything that you do with that. And I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, man. It's always a pleasure. I love to be here. And boom, just in time for the 50.
Oh, there you go. So we can stick around for this now, so we can do this together here. So we'll give you guys the sneak peek as we hit 50. Thank you guys for hitting 50 likes. There you go.
Oh yeah.
The exclusive sneak peek on Hat Talk Live.
Yeah.
The only place you're getting a sneak peek this week because the app was fucked up.
Great. Yeah, that's right. Because we didn't have the hat. Well, we didn't have the hat till like yesterday.
Oh, there you go. So there you go. You're getting an exclusive Hat Talk Live exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Junior Flip is also saying, come back more often.
I will come back more often.
There you go. We don't want to wear it out, but the people love having you on the show. So
I will come back and I'll answer questions and take the heat, whatever it takes. I'll come back after some like awful drop.
I was going to say, come back after an awesome drop.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, once you get your flowers,
I don't need more gas, dude. I don't need more gas. Like,
well, I know your confidence is already overflowing. But come back and get your flowers and glow and say, I told you this year we were going to drop some fucking heat, and here you go, and rub everybody's face in it. So
cool.
That's what we got, But here you go. Here's your sneak peek. We be bussin'.
It be bussin'.
It be bussin'. All right. It be bussin'. Yeah. I'm probably going to say it wrong. Whatever. Yeah. It be bussin' tomorrow. Goorin World app. 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mexico time, exclusively on the Goorin World app. Do not miss out.
Don't miss it. Ready. Awesome.
Be ready. So there you go.
Cool.
All right. I'll shut this down, but appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Y'all have a good night.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Later.
There you go. Our favorite designer. I'll take your thoughts. I'll take your questions. We'll get out of here for the night. Appreciate you guys all coming in here and watching tonight on Hat Talk Live. Great show tonight. Our 2024 Not Top 10 show. Always fun having Michael being a guest. Very, very nice of him to join in and all the things that he does to keep the Hat Talk Live show running and everything. So thank you again to him. Thank you guys again for all watching tonight. Thanks for getting to 50 likes. So great show tonight. Even though some of you guys disagreed, even though you're wrong with my not top 10 list, that's okay. We all have our opinions on what was not in the top 10 and what was at the bottom of the list. But hey, that's it. That's why we're here. We all have different likes. And if we all had the same likes, it would be boring, wouldn't it? So, there was another pick on there. Ninja saying, okay, there you go. But hey, you got an exclusive pick on here for Hat Talk Live. So there you go. Thank you, K Dizzle. Happy birthday to K Dizzle. Appreciate him being in here watching as always. Thank you guys all tonight. I'm going to get out of here. I got to pick up somebody from the airport tonight. No Friday drop show tomorrow. Again, shipping delays. Hopefully next week for Lunar Snake. I know that one's highly anticipated. Hopefully I'll be back with Friday drop show for next week's hat, but no Friday drop show tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific for another all new Hat Talk Live. And don't forget to check out Junior Flip doing his collector spotlight. You'll see me on Monday if you're around to catch that or catch it on the replay. As always, I'm Big T. We the ones. In Big T we trust. Peace.